Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I want to say good morning to everyone that's watching right now, and good afternoon to all our folks that are listening on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown. Thanks for joining us. Got another very interesting show in store for you, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's flannel shirt and sweater weather, and wow, the rain just keeps coming, doesn't it? But tomorrow, if you catch it just right, the sun's supposed to come out as far as I know. And if it does, you got to get outdoors, maybe even take a ride, because the trees, when that sun hits it, is going to be spectacular tomorrow. We had a late season for the fall colors, I think. We were remarking before the show that it seems a couple, 3 weeks late. And as I was driving around yesterday, there's oranges and yellows and reds. It's going to be spectacular. So it might be a good camera day tomorrow. So enjoy the sights. Okay, hope you're having a good week and staying dry. Dampness gets right in the bones. A couple things to share with you right off the bat is, remember, this is a call-in show, and if you want to give us a call during today's program, you can give us a call at 753-5225. Don't be bashful, especially if you have a burning question that you've always wanted to ask, or if you have an event coming up. Sometimes we have spaghetti dinners, or someone's having a chicken and biscuit, something or other. Please, we're happy to share that. And also, if you have a special birthday, anniversary, something you want to give a shout out to about somebody or someone or some place, do it. It's cheap. It's free. It's nothing to do it, and we're happy to do it for you. Okay. Also, always check us out on our Facebook page, or you can catch this show once again, if need be, on YouTube, which is something that people often forget. They see the show, say, what was that phone number? Well, who was that person? Go back to Facebook, punch in the date of the show or some other person's last name. Shows come right up, and you can watch the whole show and get all the information you need. So it's like a virtual reference section there. Well, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we have something coming up Tuesday called Election Day for the midterms. Wow, there's signs flying all over the place with the wind. I see some going this way, that way, whatever. Anyways, please consider seriously about getting out and vote and exercising your right. I know a lot of times people say midterms is real low turnout, but I think there's a lot at stake right now. If you read papers or watch TV or whatever, you got to be just about under a rock. Darn it! There goes my microphone again. Well, I do this like every 2 weeks. I lose my microphone. There's a lot at stake right now with all the elections going on, and so this is your opportunity. That's what we always say. Don't sit back and then complain about it later. Get out there and do it. Okay, and also I want to do a plug for the Office for the Aging, and maybe Linda will call in later about this, but I don't know about you, but as soon as you turn, I don't even know what age, 62 or something like that, you get all of these things in the mail about this insurance company and that insurance company. I think I get one or two a day. I don't even know some of the companies. I think they just made them up recently or something like that. Anyways, it's confusing sometimes when you're talking about insurances, especially for supplemental insurance when you're on Medicare and retiring and things like that, or you're thinking about retiring. Office for the Aging has some wonderful resources and awesome people there that will work with you to navigate through this whole thing. So we'll bring up that phone number later, but just give them a call and check them out. They do great work. I have a bunch of announcements to share with you because you guys listen and evidently feel that it's important for us to be part of your events. So let's just get started right off the bat. We're going to start out just down the road in Westfield, and the Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary is having a chicken and biscuit dinner. All right, and that's going to be tomorrow. No, Monday. I don't even know what day it is. November 5. It's from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the First Presbyterian Church in Westfield. Adults are only $10. Children under 10 years old are $5. And you can sit down and eat, or you can take it out. So chicken biscuit, November 5. Okay, let's go to Ripley. Annual Fall Shoot and Gun Raffle. This is always a big deal. And that's going to, it's a 2-day event. One tomorrow, the 4th, and then the following Sunday, the 11th. So November 4 and 11, it's at the Ripley Rod and Gun Club, and it's going to be open to the general public, and it starts at noon, and all kinds of prizes and so forth. Okay, so check that out if you're interested. I know they have lots of prizes and a good time. Also, I have a reminder here that the Blue Star Mothers are having their raffle to support the military, and they have 3 great prizes. They're giving away an Eagle chainsaw carving, a World War II autographed artwork, a Webb's Captain's Table package for dinner, I'm sure. Winners drawn at the Lakewood Rod Gun Club next Sunday, the 11th. Tickets are $5, and they're red, and they look just like this. And so check it out and support that project. All right, moving right along. Let's see here. Special Armistice Day Centennial event planned for November 11th in Fredonia. Lots of things going on this week for Veterans Day. Okay, this is the way it reads. The Chautauqua County Historical Society is partnering with historians from various towns and communities across the county to present a special event on November 11th in Fredonia. As many know, November 11th, 2018 serves as the 100th anniversary of Armistice Day, marking the end of World War I. In an effort to focus on the impact the quote, war to end all wars had, they're focusing on the impact that the war to end all wars had on the local home front. Michelle Henry, Chautauqua County historian and trustee, told, Todd Langworthy, Pomfret historian, are coordinating a special centennial celebration of Armistice Day on Sunday, November 11th, Veterans Day, at the 1891 Fredonia Opera House. The event will feature local municipal historians sharing stories about World War I from the county's various communities. I bet that's going to be interesting. Whether it is a story of home front activities, a local soldier or nurse, a wartime production, You can bet that the communities will have interesting stories about that time period, Michelle notes. Participating historians include our own Devin Taylor, who's been very helpful here at the studio. He's the Chautauqua Village of Mayville historian. Barb Cessna, she's from the town of Carroll. Todd Langworthy from Pomfret and Village of Fredonia. Sharon Howe Sweeting, she's from Sherry Creek. Mary Norcross from Mina. Pam Brown of Harmony in Panama. Susan Raybergen from Clymer. John Sippis from the town of Stockton and Casadega. The historians who will be having display tables include Sippis, Norcross, Raybergen, and Wise from Villanova, and Sherry Clark from Ellery Bemis Point. In addition, the County Historical Society will share details of Silver Creek resident Private Cecil Barbeau's diary, focusing on his time and service in Europe. Tragically, Barbeau passed away just a short time after the conclusion of the war, dying from complications suffered from exposure to toxic nerve gas that was used on the Western Front. The tentative time for the event is 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on November 11, again at the Fredonia Opera House. It's free and open to the public. Okay, check it out. Girl Scouts. Okay, with the new start of the year, Girl Scouts of Western New York will hold their Girl Scout Join-a-thon on November 14th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and will be taking on-the-spot registrations over the phone. This event will utilize 10 different radio stations throughout the 9-county regional service area to direct listeners at 1-888-837-6410 to register Girl Scouts. Again, 888-837-6410. And as you know, they do great work in helping girls develop leadership skills and everyday practical skills, camping skills, life skills. Can't say enough about them. All right, moving along, we're going to go back to Jamestown. There's an adolescent sensitivity awareness program, a practice used to heighten communication and self-awareness, presented by Kimberly Earle. It's going to be held November 15th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Salvation Army and News Center at 83 South Main Street in Jamestown. It's brought to you at no cost by Chautauqua Alcohol and Substance Abuse Council, or CASIC. Pre-registration is required. The practice of sensitivity awareness instruction is a crucial part of communication and self-awareness with today's adolescents. School administrators have already witnessed the benefits of this practice, though through a hands-on after-school pilot program, which will be revealed in the training. The principles behind sensitivity awareness have proven to be a practical tool in helping students achieve greater success in communication, leading to greater success in academics and in life. It's a 3-hour continuing ed program, and you can give them a call at CASIC. All right, let's go to, where are we going here? Ripley. All right, the holiday auction. It's going to be held November 17th at Noble Winery. There's going to be a silent auction starting at 2 p.m. So they have baskets and different things that you can bid on. And then the live auction will be at 4 p.m. I'll be there to assist and hopefully have a good time and greet you if you come. $5 for auction admission applies toward purchase. So you pay $5, but if you buy a $10 item, you already got $5 into it. There's going to be toys, art, decorative things, baked goods, kitchen items, antiques, gift certificates, overflowing baskets of goodies, door prizes, and mystery boxes, holiday decorations, and so forth. This is being sponsored by the Ripley Friends of the Library. Again, November 17th at Noble Winery. And this should be a lot of fun. Let's go to Westfield. Citrus Sale. Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary is having their 2018 citrus sale. All fruit USDA #1 quality from Brijota's Wholesale in Jamestown, New York. All right, let's see here. There's a variety of different things you can get. There's grapefruits and oranges. I'm not going to go through the whole list. You can also go to the website at the hospital Facebook page, and that's all listed there as well. Orders with payments will be taken from November 1st to the 17th from any auxiliary member. Checks are made to the Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary. Order forms are available at Peaceful Designs in Westfield, the Grape Discovery Center in Westfield as well. Orders with payment also can be mailed to Gene McCausland at 42 Backman in Westfield, New York, and it's 14787. You can pick things up at the Grape Discovery on December 8 and 9 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So the Westfield Memorial Hospital Auxiliary Citrus Sale. Okay, let's see here. That was that page. Whoop, gotta go to the other side. All right, Christmas in the Village. And this is Westfield once again. They have a whole slew, this would be slide 19. They have a whole slew of things going on starting on Friday, November 16th through Sunday the 18th. I can't read it all, but I'll give you some highlights. You got Dickens Carolers in a Christmas Carol skit at the school on the 16th. Santa comes to town that day. There's going to be a performance of A Christmas Carol by Tenrioro. Sorry, doing the best I can there. Tickets are $10. Then the next day, on Saturday the 17th, they have the Hot Toddy Crawl. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Victorian holiday tea at the mansion, breakfast with Santa, all kinds of fun things. And new this year, let's see, starts at the Westfield Family Physicians and goes to more park participants. Let's carry some type of light, floats and music welcome, and that is for their Parade of Light at 5 p.m. Then on Sunday, they've got the Hall of Christmas at the Y, Dickens carols and so on, horse-drawn carriages, wow, all kinds of stuff. And then on Sunday, they got Victorian service at the St. Pete's Episcopal Church and a Christmas show at Center Stage Dance Studio. Woo. For more information, give Marilyn Hemmer a call at 753-6043 and find out more if you want. All right, and finally, lots of announcements today. Rolling Hills Radio. My good buddy, oh no, there's two more. Ken Hardley and company want you to know that Jill Jack and Martin Swinger are going to be their performers this coming month. Let's see, I'm trying to find the details here so I can cut through some of this real quick. Martin Swinger is a multi-award winning performer, songwriter, and a seasoned arts educator, sharing songwriting skills with kindergarten through adult learners, leading they're improvising, singing workshops, vocal coaching, mentoring other artists. He is currently recording his 6th CD of original songs. Jill Jack began her professional career singing backup with the well-known Detroit country and rock bands, a variety of different ones, and she has 12 award-winning CDs to her name. Okay, this is going to be on November 19th at Shawbucks, and of course it always starts at 6:15, and the show is really a lot of fun, and afterwards there's always a meet and greet. So if tickets are $15, you want to get tickets, give them a call at 294-0416. And finally, at the Grape Discovery Center, Home for the Holidays Palette Painting with Renee on December 1 from 2 p.m. to 4:30. Cost is $25. Sounds like fun. Renee will paint Home for the Holidays on a 14-inch by 16-inch wood palette. Wines and snacks available to purchase during the event. For more information, give them a call at 326-2003 at the Grape Discovery Center. That's all I got for now. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Okay, and that's a kickoff to what we're going to be talking about today, of course, is our dear veterans. And returning, once again, I haven't scared them away yet, Greg Carlson, who's the director of the Chautauqua County Veteran Services. And welcome back, Greg.
Well, thank you for having me. And hard to believe this is already my 3rd year being on your show for Veterans Day, so time really flies.
Well, I guess, and I would have guessed it was 3 years. I would have guessed maybe 2. but I've seen you at the parades and various events, and so I'm so glad you could join us. Veterans Day is coming up, of course, and I never try to get you on the day of Veterans Day or even close to it because I know you're a busy guy. So are there some, obviously there's events coming up, any ones that are standouts right now in the area?
So I know I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Always. It's like trying to thank everybody you know.
Because Chautauqua County is a great place to be a veteran. And you would be hard-pressed to find a business or an organization in Chautauqua County that is not going to have some sort of recognition for their veterans. But a couple that I would like to highlight are some of our big names in the community. One would be Fredonia State. So Fredonia State is going to have their Veterans Remembrance Ceremony. It's at 3:30 p.m. On Friday, the 9th of November, and that's going to be at the Williams Center on the Fredonia State campus.
Have they done this before?
They have. They have.
remember
And I'm going to
that.
get it wrong, but it's probably their 5th or 6th
Okay.
annual time doing this, and I'm sure someone from Fredonia is
So
going to see this and say, no, we've done it.
what's involved with that, you know?
Oh, it's just a beautiful ceremony where they, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll recognize specific veterans who are Fredonia State students or faculty, but ultimately it's just a day where they recognize all veterans and provide an opportunity for those who are staff members and students to come and be recognized. on
I
Fredonia
think
State
people
campus.
are often surprised when they learn that their professor was a Marine, or that you know, an administrator at the college was in the Navy, or whatever, or that you have a lot of veterans that have returned through the programs that are offered through the through the service, that to go back to school and so forth. I know there's a name for that. I can't think of it right now, but you know, their further education. That's great. So what? There's one. You said
So,
there's a
yep,
couple.
so that's Fredonia State, and then Jamestown Community College.
JCC.
Yeah, so they kind of sandwich the weekend. So Fredonia is going to have their event on Friday. On Monday, November 12th,
Okay, the day after.
yeah, the Jamestown Community College for Veterans Day is hosting J-Talk.
J-Talk.
Yeah, and it's going to be from 11:50 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the JCC campus. And there'll be some booths set up that would provide, I'll be one of those booths that's going to provide information to any vets that are available, and also have conversations about veteran topics. So JCC is having an event as well on the 12th.
And which building is that?
Let me see the building here.
Is it
You know,
the-
it's on the campus. I may have to get back to you on
Oh,
that one.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's pretty easy. Just if anybody's interested, it's probably going to be in the student union, I would guess.
I'm guessing.
Okay. All right. So it's been a while since you've been on the show. I think probably in the spring. Usually you come on before Memorial Day. I think you were here. I've had so many shows now, I forget. What's a new challenge these days for you? You know, as far as working with veterans and so forth. Anything new, or rather than a challenge, or new opportunities?
You know what? The new challenge is the old challenge. And the challenge is this. Veterans, don't come in and seek out their benefits because they believe that they are somehow taking away from veterans who are in greater need.
You know, you've said that. Your predecessor said the same thing, and I hear this over and over again. And why?
Well, you know, I think people misunderstand. So veterans are only going to get the benefits that they're eligible for. So obviously, a veteran who is catastrophically disabled is going to be eligible for way more than someone who, you know, served their 4-year time and got out unscathed, thankfully. But here's the thing, they still may qualify for benefits, and they should take advantage of the benefits that they earned through their service. And they're not taking anything away from anyone.
You know, my dad was a veteran, World War II, and so let's use him for an example. And I would say to him, because after you and I would have our shows together here, I say, Dad, you know, have you ever considered going to the VA? He says, I've never stepped foot in it. And I go, why? He says, well, I've got good insurance. I really don't need it. But is there something for those folks that say they don't need it, but...
You know, I'll use VA healthcare as an example because it sometimes gets a bad rap, but I can tell you from personal experience, I use the VA myself. And I choose the VA because the care that I get through the VA is so good. Especially here in Chautauqua County, we have such great access to healthcare. We have 2 clinics in our county. We have one in Jamestown and one in Dunkirk. And then we have 2 major medical centers within about 70 or 80 miles of us, one in Erie and one in Buffalo. I was recently at a conference in Albany, New York, where I got a chance to talk to a couple of county directors from big counties. I'm talking populations over 1 million. And when I tell them how many VA clinics and medical centers we have close to us, they're just astonished, because they service a huge population. And I can honestly tell you, we probably have greater access to VA facilities than they do. And that's amazing to me. So we really have great opportunity here in Western New York to take advantage of the VA healthcare.
Every time you come on, I learn something new, okay? Now, I'm going to play ignorant on this, or I wasn't paying attention. I know about Erie VA, and I know Buffalo VA. Now, you mentioned 2 clinics.
Correct.
I know you have offices. What is a clinic?
So we have.
I don't know, we've talked about this.
We have VA community-based outpatient clinics where you're going to go get all of your primary care services. So they can draw blood, take an EKG, give prescriptions. You can see, now both clinics have a doctor, internal medicine, full MD, and either a nurse practitioner or a PA that supports them. They have licensed clinical social workers for counseling services, phlebotomists to take blood. I mean, just a whole staff that's there to support our vets. So for your day-to-day stuff, if you live in Jamestown or nearby, you can go to the Jamestown Clinic for your primary care services. If you live in Dunkirk or the nearby area, you can go to the Dunkirk Clinic for your primary care services.
Greg, we've not talked about those. I'm almost positive. I don't remember.
It is possible that we have not.
We've talked about a lot of stuff, but somehow I missed that. What's the phone number for those places?
Oh, you were going to have to ask me that. I'm going to have to. I didn't bring those numbers with me because I have like a heads-up display in my office that has all my numbers. Because if I didn't have them, I would completely forget. But it's very easy to find. All you would have to do is, if you have internet access, go on the internet.
Justin's going to find it for us while we're talking. So where's he got to go?
And just go on the internet and type in Jamestown VA Clinic or Dunkirk VA Clinic, and a number will come up with an address.
Okay.
And a bunch of other information.
We'll get those to folks here in a minute. All right. Justin's my man.
Okay.
He does it all the time. All right. So, where are the clinics?
So
let's go there. I mean, it's not your office, right? It's a different place.
Well, believe it or not, it's co-located with the office. So the clinic on 3rd Street in Jamestown. Okay, so we're 610 West 3rd Street. I don't know if their number's slightly different, but if you come to our office, which is kitty corner from Lynn Funeral Home, is a reference if you want to know a location, or right across the street from Farm Fresh.
Oh, yeah.
You go in on the left-hand side, and that's Office for the Aging and the Veteran Service Agency. If you go into the right-hand side, that's the Jamestown Community-Based Outpatient Clinic.
It's like a little set of, it's like a mini mall type thing there. Okay.
And now I'm really going to blow your mind.
All right.
Because co-located with the VA Community-Based Outpatient Clinic and the Office for the Aging and the Veteran Service Agency is VA's home-based primary care, where if you are an elderly veteran who needs assistance with the tasks of daily living, typically we use that they can do some services for you right in the home. Through the VA, like come out and draw blood, or have a nurse come out and visit you, if that type of thing. If you have a difficult time getting out of the house, if you're housebound.
We have not talked about this before.
Yes.
I'm almost positive. Well, this is great. I never knew that.
Something new every time. So those are services that we have right here in Chautauqua County.
Now that's Jamestown. What about
that's Jamestown?
Dunkirk?
Now Dunkirk does not have a home-based primary care,
but they have a
right
clinic
in Dunkirk. But they have a clinic.
Where's
but
that?
The home-based primary care, that's on 4th Street.
Okay.
In Dunkirk.
In Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a clinic.
Yes.
It does everything but the home care.
Correct. But the home care services are provided to that area. It's just based out of.
I got you. So we get it out of Jamestown, go to Dunkirk. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about that. The home primary care. No. Home visit. What are we going to call it?
Home-based primary care.
Home-based primary care. Okay. So that means a lot of different things to a lot of people. Is this someone that would come in, let's say, I don't know, help you shower, clean the house, or this is just medical?
So here's how the process works.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. You have to be enrolled in VA healthcare, first and foremost. And then if you become housebound, you can do a referral to home-based primary care. A social worker for home-based primary care comes out and does an assessment.
How much does this cost?
Well, it's standard cost for VA benefits, so it's going to be different. If you are a service-connected veteran, you have no copays. If you are not, then the copays are based upon the services provided. So remember, there's no monthly premiums for VA healthcare. So it's going to be different for every veteran. I dare not put a dollar amount on it because I'm sure I'll get it wrong. But much less expensive than you're going to pay anywhere else, and in a lot of cases, based on your income, you won't pay anything at all. So the home-based primary care, you'd get a referral. A social worker is going to come out, they're going to do an assessment and see what your needs are, and it runs the gamut of things that you can get. Everything from care in the home, on a limited basis, obviously you can't have a surgery performed in your house, but care in the home, to having an aide come out a couple of days a week and help with the things that you can't do medically. So, yeah, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to give a list because I'll get it wrong. You're interested or you may be qualified for home-based primary care. The best thing to do is enroll in VA healthcare if you're eligible and have them come out and do an assessment.
Okay, let's hold that thought about enrollment because we're going to come back to it. Jamestown number is 338-1511. That's the clinic now, 338-1511. And Dunkirk is 203-6474. Again, the Dunkirk clinic, 203-6474. Thank you. My man Justin on the spot. Technology is pretty cool. He texted me that right there in the middle of the show.
But technology is probably why I don't remember those numbers, because on my phone, it's a button. I hit a button and it takes me directly to where I want to go.
All right, I'm coming back to a word that you said, enroll. All right, this is something that I find is the stumbling block for some veterans. It's called enrollment. It's like to get them to sit down and walk through that door and enroll, because they're just, I don't know. What is there about it? I don't know.
You know, a lot of it is reputation. So people will hear things about the VA, and that will deter them from seeking care there. And I can tell you the people who are the happiest with VA healthcare, this is anecdotal, by the way.
Okay.
There's no scientific study that's done on this. This is just
Greg's perception.
My perception is the people who tend to be the happiest with VA healthcare are the people who never used it, who received all their medical care in the private sector, and then came over to the VA for one reason or another. Maybe they were awarded a service-connected disability. Maybe they hit that age where I'm not going to be working anymore. I'm not going to be able to get the same insurance I get through my employer, so I'm going to see if maybe the VA has something for me. They get enrolled, and when they see the type of care they get and the cost that they get it for, they're astonished.
Okay.
Can't believe they didn't enroll 20 years ago.
Why didn't I do that? Yeah. And I think the key you hit on, and I was mentioning earlier about folks going on to Medicare and supplemental insurance and stuff like this. When they retire, they're no longer eligible sometimes for those benefits, but this would be perfect if you're a veteran, right?
Correct. And what's really nice about being co-located with Office for the Aging is we work back and forth. Because in some cases, the VA is going to be the best thing for a veteran. In some cases, Medicare with a supplement is going to work better than the VA. It just really depends on the veteran situation.
So they're going to come in and talk it through.
Come in and talk it through. But there is never a situation where if you are eligible to enroll, it's bad to enroll. Even if you use your private health insurance, even if you only went to the VA once a year to get a flu shot and a physical to stay active, it's good to have, because unfortunately, the VA is not in the crisis business. What I mean by that is, if you've never been enrolled, if you've never been affiliated with the VA, and you all of a sudden have a crisis, and you come to our office, we do the best we can, but you need help now, and we've got to get you enrolled and get you an initial physical and get referrals. If you're already in the system and you have a crisis, oh man, this happens where an older adult comes in, and my 89-year-old veteran parent just had a stroke, and they're housebound, right? And all of a sudden, we have to try to start from scratch. If they're already enrolled, even if they use the VA minimally, they're already enrolled, perfect. All we have to do is a referral to home-based primary care. It takes a half a second. That person comes out, does an assessment, and they start getting services right away.
You know, and if somebody waits till that individual is very elderly, I would think now we're talking about power of attorney. We're talking about all kinds of other kinds of paperwork that may have to be in place that isn't in place because they waited too long on that end of things as well.
And there's a lot of frustration too, because all of us at some point, hopefully, live long lives, and you know, the memory's maybe not as sharp as it once was, and we need a lot of times that information in order to determine their eligibility, to see if there's anything there. And if that person has recently had a health crisis and they're unable to do that, it makes it very difficult to try to get them quick access to the benefits and I wish I would have talked to mom or dad about this before this happened. And we run into that quite a bit. So I say come in as early as you can, see if you're eligible. Worst case scenario, you're not going to be eligible. Okay, that's the worst case scenario. And you have information that you're armed with where you can go out and help your fellow veterans because you know something you didn't know before. But in most cases, we can help them in some way. We can give them some tool, whether it's a local program we have, like the Return the Favor program here in Chautauqua County, which is not through the VA, it's just something we do to recognize veterans for registering their DD-214s with the county. And then there's local businesses that have said, hey, if they do that, we'll give them a discount. So they produce this card and we'll give them a discount. That's a simple benefit, but it's not really through the VA. It's something we have locally. Even if it's something that simple, usually they benefit from coming in. But the worst case scenario is you're not eligible for benefits, but you're armed with knowledge where you can help fellow vets. So
Okay, so now everything we talked about, enrollment, they enroll at the clinic?
well, if you need help with enrollment or determining eligibility, make an appointment with Mike Rao or myself in Jamestown or Dave Adams in Dunkirk, and we can help determine whether or not you're eligible, and we can also help you with the paperwork. But if you are an independent person and you don't want to go through that mess, you can just download the application form online and walk it right into your clinic.
Okay, the numbers on the screen right now, for those that want to write it down, those are the correct numbers, I believe, the ones I just gave. All right, again, for our listeners in Jamestown, 338-1551, and up in Dunkirk, 203-6474, and that's for the clinics. But if they want to get a hold of you personally, Greg, how do they get a hold of you?
Now those
Do you know that
numbers
number?
I have. Yes, those numbers I have. So if you live in the North County and Dunkirk is a better location for you, and this is also going to be my opportunity to recognize our Veteran Service Agency staff
Okay.
who have, every day is Veterans Day for them. They have dedicated their lives to making Veterans Days lives
Yeah.
better. So Dave Adams, he is our Veteran Service Officer in Dunkirk. His office number is 268-6030.
Okay.
In Jamestown, we have 3 folks that you can reach out to. Mike Rao,
The Bear.
the Bear, yep, and myself, Greg Carlson. We are at 661-8255.
Wait a minute, you said 3 people.
But I'm going to get that. She gets special attention.
Oh, all right, special.
So, yeah, so Carrie Finnerty, she is, I'm going to call her our office manager.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing happens in the Veteran Service Agency without her.
Of course not.
She literally, every time she goes on vacation, I'm reminded of how valuable she is because there's so many things that just stay afloat because she's there.
She's spinning all the
And when she's not there, we're just lost. And the other thing that she does, and she does this exclusively, she does all the burial benefits. And she has the inside track with all of the funeral homes to the point where they reach out to her if they have a veteran who she makes sure that they get more so. I've talked to other counties, and a lot of times one of the things that does unfortunately get missed is the burial benefits, and because of Carrie Finnerty in Chautauqua County, that never gets missed. So she does everything. She's our do everything person.
Okay, we haven't talked about burial benefits, so we might as well, though I don't particularly care to, but
You know what?
what?
We'll save that for another show because I can bring Carrie on if she's willing, and she's the expert there, and I don't want to steal her thunder. But if you are in receipt of compensation or pension, there are monetary burial benefits that are available to you. Even if you're not in receipt, every veteran gets a certificate and a flag.
All right, here's the deal.
Okay.
Let's bring her back for Memorial Day.
Okay.
Okay, that would be appropriate, wouldn't it?
If she's willing to come on the show, absolutely.
You need to come to the show and bring Greg. But also, a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a veteran and you were honorably discharged, you also get a headstone.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it's a placard, not a headstone. It's a placard to put on your headstone. And like I said, we'll
I guess
save
it
that
depends
for
on the
Memorial Day.
cemetery. My dad got a stone. Because the placard you can put on the stone.
Correct.
But I think that was a choice, though. I don't know. We'll have to ask Carrie.
We'll have to ask. She is our expert. I got one more.
Oh, more. All right, one more.
Of course, Cindy Reedy,
Oh,
our
Cindy.
PFC Dwyer program coordinator. Her office is in Faulkner in the DPW building. 661-8447.
And she's with the Dwyer program that we talked about.
She is the
Peer to
program
peer.
coordinator, and very much like Carrie, she is the Dwyer program.
All right.
So Chautauqua County has a thriving Dwyer program, and they do events constantly. You can find them on Facebook. You can give her a call. Heck, if you go to the movies, you're going to see one of the advertisements that the Dwyer program has put
in
out.
between
Yeah.
shows? Oh,
Absolutely.
previews
But
there.
she's everywhere all the time.
Okay.
So
Believe
she's a hard-working lady. We have, like I said, Chautauqua County is a great place to be a veteran.
And believe it or not, we have a phone call from somebody from Chautauqua County right now.
Okay.
So, good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Dak. Good morning, Greg. I hear it's going to be your birthday there, Greg.
Uh-oh.
My question is, well, my dad was a veteran. My mom and everybody, she's passed away. But for the families of veterans, is there any services for them? Like, they got to live with a veteran that's had, been hurt or something, or had, suffering mental problems. Is there anything for the wives, or nowadays it's for the husbands too that are married to a veteran? Any services to help them?
Absolutely. So two of the most common claims that we do are survivor's pension. So survivor's pension is for the unremarried surviving spouse of a war era veteran. Being a war era veteran is a big part of the criteria. 65 and older who needs assistance with the tasks of daily living. This one is variable. I'm not going to put a dollar amount on it because it's a needs-based program, so it depends on income and recurring monthly medical expenses. But it is something that's available, and people are shocked. They actually said, I don't believe that something like this exists. They come in and they say, hey, we're trying to get care in the home for mom, or we're trying to place her in an assisted living facility that's very expensive because she's not quite ready to go to the nursing home route, and they say that there's all this money available for the surviving spouse, and we run the qualifications, and I'm like, sure.
Wait a minute.
Sure.
Let me back the tape up here.
Okay.
There's survivor benefits for the spouse. It could be a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Greg, now how about if the veteran's still alive? I know they give them money, but it's medical for the spouse if they can't help pay for it anymore.
Okay. There's certain circumstances where benefits extend to the spouse. So one way that it indirectly benefits the spouse, if you are in receipt of service disability compensation. So you have a 30% or higher, that's the criteria, 30% or higher compensation, disability compensation rating, you receive additional money for dependents. So if you're married, you get a slightly higher rate than if you're single. If you're married with children under 18 or adult children who have special needs, you get more money than a single veteran. So this is service-connected disability, 30% or higher.
Wow.
If you are 100% permanent and totally disabled, your spouse is eligible for educational benefits. She's also eligible for something called Champ VA, which is private health care insurance, identical, I'm going to call it virtually identical to TRICARE, which is what military retirees get. So if you are 100% permanent and total and you get all your care through the VA, your spouse is eligible and your dependents are eligible for
While you're alive.
while you're alive.
Okay,
Yep,
because we were
Champ
talking about
VA.
the other. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all of these, so the one thing about benefits is there's no one size fits all, okay? So there's very specific criteria that go with each one. That's why the best thing you can do is come in and sit with us and we can go through your individual case and let you know what's there. I'll give you an example. If somebody has a 50% service-connected disability, yes, they will receive additional income if they are married, but there's no health insurance available for the spouse.
Right.
But if that person is 100% permanent in total, you get both. You get the extra money for having a dependent, and they're eligible for Champ VA.
It's always been that way?
It's always been that. Well, it's been that way as long as I've been doing the
Okay.
job, but historically it's very similar.
Wow.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for
Thanks
the call.
for the call. I want to go back to what the caller was talking about, one of the services, and that would be the survivor pension thing.
Right.
So let's say there was an elderly gentleman that was in World War II.
Okay.
Or wherever. He passes away. His wife is surviving yet, and she needs a nursing home. She could go to a nursing home on the VA?
Well, it would not cover the entire cost, obviously.
All right.
But there will be a monetary benefit, more so than what they would have otherwise, that will go to them. And it depends on the situation. So in some cases, the entire amount of money goes to the veteran or surviving spouse, okay? In other cases, it would be split. Some of the money would go to help offset the cost of their care. Some of the money would come back to them individually.
Okay. So if you're listening or watching the show, if you are a spouse of a veteran, just take this show and bookmark it for down the road, right?
Correct.
If you're a child or of a veteran and your parent is getting older, same deal. I think this is really important stuff because it's part of estate planning. It's also part of elder care down the road, and I think that people are missing out on this big time. And once again, I knew a lot of this stuff, but we're kind of getting down to the finer details these days.
Yeah, and with the survivor's pension, a lot of times it'll keep people out of a nursing home or assisted living because through that they can afford to get care in the home.
Yeah. So
and it'll improve their quality of life and enable them to do things they would not have been able to do otherwise. And once again, most commonly, I get people who maybe have been paying out of pocket for a year or have been getting care in the home for a year, and then they learn of this benefit and they come in and they go, wow, I wish I would have done this a year ago because this really would have helped mom or really would have helped dad out. There's another benefit and it's called DIC. Okay.
DIC.
DIC.
All right.
Just remember that. It's dependency and indemnity compensation. We'll just call it DIC. So if you have a veteran who is 100% permanent and totally disabled for at least 10 years immediately preceding his death, I'm going to give you, I'm getting real technical here.
Yes, you are, but that's okay.
Or if the veteran passes as the consequence of a service-connected disability, okay, even if they're not 100%, let's say they have a 20% rating for diabetes, and diabetes was a contributing factor to their passing.
Sure.
Then the spouse is eligible for DIC. What's amazing about this program is it's not needs-based. So you could be a bazillionaire, and if your spouse passes away as a result of a service-connected disability, you're still eligible for DIC, which generally is $1,250 a month.
Wow.
Now there's different rates depending on different circumstances,
sure.
but that's kind of the base rate.
Okay, hold that thought. We have a call.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning,
Hey,
Greg.
it's Linda.
This is Linda Spalding.
Good morning.
It's great to see you on the show. And Greg, thank you to you and to all our wonderful veterans and service people for what they do for us. I am so appreciative of all of that. And veterans are our priority for service with our senior employment program. And I'm so happy for that, because they are our number one priority. And you mentioned you were talking a little bit earlier about why they don't always check into different benefits that they might be eligible for. I have noticed that the veterans, they really are service people. They want to serve, and that's what their primary focus is, rather than receiving anything. And they're such a beautiful group of people to work with. I feel honored to be able to do that.
That's a great point about the service rather than receive. I had never thought of it that way. You're right.
They are service-minded. They really are.
So, Lynn, with your programs, what kinds of services or help can you give those guys and gals?
Well, what I give to all of our participants of the senior employment program, working with them, helping them to find jobs, basically the same thing. But when people come in for employment services and training services in our program, we are supposed to serve them first before anyone else. And I really wish we had more veterans. But I get great help from the Jamestown office. And Greg, you mentioned Carrie Finnerty. I never can pronounce her name. Finnerty in the Jamestown office. She is so helpful with everything.
All right, hold that thought for a second. You don't have enough veterans, you just said. There's Greg, 11,000 veterans plus or minus in Chautauqua County, and she doesn't have enough people?
Well,
What's that all about?
you know,
Well, I do have enough. I can't say I don't have enough.
Oh, but would
Because
you want more?
I want more.
All right. All right.
Right. I do have enough. I do get referrals.
All right.
I get all kinds of referrals. And I have worked with veterans for years, and I've received referrals from the Veterans Administration and from places like the Resource Center and that sort of thing.
Okay.
I do have enough veterans, and I have limited slots, but I really wish, I just love to work with the veterans. They're such a great group of people.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry that I miscommunicated that.
No, okay. I'm just sitting going, there's 11,000 veterans, and they're not hooking up with you. They need to. Okay.
Oh, they do hook up.
All right,
yes.
we're good there.
Yeah. In fact, I just interviewed a veteran last week, and he's going to be starting, hopefully, as a driver and delivery aide at Meals on Wheels.
I know you were trying to
Jamestown.
fill that for some time. That's excellent. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
No, the one we're having trouble with is with carts.
Oh, okay.
Transporting.
All right,
And
what's
I
that
think
position?
it's because they have to be there at 6 in the morning. But I think if I had some, maybe I should pursue more veterans, because they're used to getting up at all hours, right? And reporting to work.
Greg?
well, you are absolutely right, but I think one of the greatest benefits that being discharged provides you is the opportunity to sleep in, and I think they seize the opportunity to sleep in once their service is over.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, but still, you might find somebody that's still in that mode.
In that
though.
mode.
Well, I know that Mike in the office, he has a Facebook page, and I'm going to start giving him more of our job orders
There you
for
go.
his Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but thank you again
Same money.
for all that you do, because it's a real privilege to be able to serve those who have served me.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lynn, for calling. And did we get that phone number up for her?
No, let me say the number.
Let's pop that up.
With the senior employment, and I do have slots opening up now, so this is a good time to be contacting me. But there are also other services at the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging. Right now, they're doing a lot of insurance counseling for seniors, high cap. The main number is 753-4471. And don't forget to vote on Tuesday.
All right.
That's a real privilege.
You betcha. Okay. Well, thanks for calling. And as we're sitting here, I have a new guest involved here. So we don't have a mic. We'll get you a mic here. Well, Gail and Zook just joined us, and yeah, we're going to get you a mic here and everything. So welcome to the show. Usually we're talking about cycling here. There we go. So what are you doing here? What do you want?
Well, I just wanted to say what a great guy Greg is, because he has worked so hard for me to get my benefits over, and it's taken us, because of some glitch in the system, it's taken a while for me to get my benefit, but I'm getting my benefit, and Greg has we have been in contact a lot over the past year, and he's just been great in the whole system, and I definitely recommend too. And he says, and my whole thing was, I met him here on this when he did a show, and he encouraged me, just come down, let's take a look at your service record and we'll see what you get. Well, we found about 3 or 4 service-related things in my service record that I had no clue that I was eligible for benefits for. And like I said, it took us a while to get it all straightened out because of a glitch in the system. But that is unusual. Usually things go quite smoothly. I just happened to be with the one that ran into the problems. But that's all right. With patience and perseverance, we figured it all out. And
You care to share any of the benefits that you didn't know that you could get?
Well, Greg was talking about service-related things. If I come to find out that I just had knee surgery, which was, I actually just had deemed, not officially yet, but deemed to be service-related, and I'm going to get a quite a decent chunk of benefit because of that, and even though it was a knee issue, and not only an immediate benefit, but a long-term benefit I will be receiving also. So it's definitely worth going down, seeing Greg or seeing the person in Dunkirk, and if nothing else, get enrolled in the VA system. You never know what kind of benefit will pop up later on that you don't even know about until you go through, and hopefully you have your records. And
How difficult was the enrollment, Galen?
Can I talk a little bit on that one?
Sure. You're the
Okay,
guest.
so we
He
have.
crashed.
He was in that unique situation where, as a military retiree, he has TRICARE, and TRICARE provides excellent insurance. So he never really pursued his VA benefits. Galen is a primary example of one of those cases that didn't go extremely quickly. That's why we say we're kind of not in the emergency business. Okay, so in his case, a claim that would have normally taken 90 to 180 days is finally now being awarded almost a year later.
Oh my
I
God.
was going to say my initial appointment with you was like the 1st of December a year ago.
December a year ago. But the fantastic thing moving forward is that once this is all sorted, which we're on the cusp. It's actually we're at the 99% solution. It's just weird because he's here right with me, and you can't usually talk about individual cases, in such a public forum.
Well, you're welcome. We spare no expense to bring him in today.
But he had knee injuries while he was in the service, and if you're service connected for that condition, and you have a total knee replacement, like in his situation, you get max benefits for a year afterwards.
Wow.
Which can significantly help through the recovery.
So this is retroactive?
Yeah, it'll be retro. Yep, it'll be retroactive from the date of claim,
when's the
so
party?
December.
When you want it.
But Galen is a primary example of sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
So I have guys who come in and can't believe how smoothly it went. But I have other folks like Galen who don't have the stick-to-itiveness that he does.
Okay.
And they try and there's a glitch, and they just forget about it and goes away, and then they come back 5, 6, 7 years later and realize, if I would have just stuck it out first time.
All that wasted time and money.
And that's one of the things I always say, hey, we're not in the emergency business, but once you're enrolled and once we finally get you there. Now his is a little bit different, but I mean, every veteran situation is different.
And these are benefits that are there. They deserve the benefit, and they should
Correct.
get that benefit.
Absolutely. And I always say that it's not an entitlement, it's a benefit that you earn through your service.
Right.
The Veterans Administration
deal.
is designed to take care of people who raise their right hand and swore an oath to the Constitution and volunteered, if called, to give their life in the line of duty. Now, fortunately, most of us won't ever have to do that, but that doesn't make your promise any less significant. And that's what the Veterans Administration recognizes, is that promise that
All
veterans
right, we're
make.
down to like a minute and something. So, Galen, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. What do you want to tell your fellow veterans?
Get out there, call Greg, call the guy in Dunkirk.
David
Mike and
Adams?
Dave. Yep.
Mike, call these people. Get involved. See what what benefits are actually there. You will not be sorry.
Okay, thank you, Galen Zook, and thank you for your service. And Greg, we're going to wrap up with you. We've got about a minute or so left. So what would you like the veterans to know, and anything else that we haven't gotten to? As usual, we've talked about a lot of things here.
So I've left out too many people.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to cover some of the ones I left out.
Okay, be quick.
The Brockton American Legion,
Ta-ta.
they are having their Veterans Day ceremony at 1 p.m. on Veterans Day. They have that every year. We have Dave Adams in Dunkirk, Mike Rao in Jamestown, myself in Jamestown, Carrie Finnerty in Jamestown, and Cindy Reedy in Faulkner for the Dwyer program. Reach out to us. We're here to help vets. And Troy Smith is our state representative, and he also works in Jamestown. He does very similar work to what we do. We work hand in hand. So you are in good hands in Chautauqua County if you're a veteran. There's a lot of people to go to.
Greg Carlson, as always, I enjoy you coming on the show. You are the director of the Chautauqua County Veteran Services. It's not the Veterans Administration. You help veterans get into the VA.
Correct.
All right, and let's make that clear. So thanks for coming in. And Galen, thanks for just storming the place. As always, you're always welcome here. So veterans and family members of veterans, keep this show on hand. There's lots of information. Give them a call at all those numbers. I'm Doc Hamels. You've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. You've been listening to it too as well. Have a great weekend. And as Linda said, get out and vote. It's your right. You take care, and we'll see you all next time. Bye now. Thank you, Eric.